Good evening, my name is Garrett and welcome to The Last Call. Tonight's final drink is from West Fork Whiskey Company. This is their wheated straight bourbon whiskey, bottled in bond, coming in at a 50% ABV, at least 4-year age statement. So West Fork Whiskey Company is based out of Indianapolis, Indiana. More recently, they actually released their High Corn bottled in bond, which I thought was really a great bottle. But being that this was their first year anniversary, I knew I needed to grab a bottle because I'm just a big fan of what they're doing. So, a couple things we know on this one. This is all distilled in-house. This isn't sourced, nothing like that. And they tell us a mash bill in the back. This contains 73% corn, 17% wheat, and 10% rye. And I'm really excited because I love a good wheat found in bourbons. And being said it's bottled in bond, we know that has a great seal of quality to it. If you're unsure what bottled in bond is, kind of a quick breakdown. It means that all the grain was harvested in a single season, all underneath one master distiller. Being that it's a bourbon, we know it's done in new oak. It's got to be at least 4 years old, 50% ABV, and done up in a government bonded warehouse. So again, kind of that seal of quality for whiskeys in general. But enough talk on that. Let's jump into the whiskey itself. As always, we're going to be trying it 2 different ways. First way, neat, no ice, no water. Second way, we'll add just a drop of water, see if anything changes up. And hopefully by the time this one releases, I'm going to try to get out here in the next couple days. You can still grab yourself bottles of these, but as far as I can tell, that these are very limited released. So if you're in the Indianapolis area or around those parts, you might still be able to grab them. Just go check them out. But anything you pick up from them, to be honest, West Fork does some amazing things. And as always, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, hang around for a bit. I will be linking some other reviews I've done of West Fork's bottlings up above and down below. Again, I've been a pretty big fan of theirs. I love seeing the unique grains and the processes. They just do such a good job, especially being located here in Indiana. And everything's reasonably priced for the most part, so it's hard to argue on that too. Beautiful color. Yeah, more recently I did their other bottled in bond. I've done their Bloody Butcher corn, their chocolate malted rye. They've just done all sorts of fun things. Beautiful place too to visit. Look at that dark color. That is pretty. That's almost like a dark rum. Very chocolatey colored. All right, let's go for notes. Oh, that is wheated. So right up front, you get that wheat spice, kind of the soft spiciness going on. Definitely nice deep layer of oak in here. Apple sweetness as well, getting a bit of apple in there. Like Granny Smith, almost tartness. You are getting a rye spice on here as well. It's very close to almost like a baked apple pie kind of idea. I'm getting a little bit of that craft note, and what I call the craft note is a well-aged shellacked piece of furniture that you find in a beautiful antique store, something well kept. Just a little bit of it. No ABV, nothing harsh, no off notes. Beautifully aged, but this is getting very, very close to like a apple pie, but it's using Granny Smith apples as the majority of it because it's sweet, it's a little tart. The baking spices, cloves, cinnamon, nutmeg, and I'm getting almost a pastriness to everything as well. A little bit of dark cherry going on now too. Man, this is evolving. That is very nice on the nose. Let's go for a taste. That is sweet. A little bit of apple sweetness in there. Beautiful spice layers. It's a little waxy from the wheat, but that wheat spice plus the rye spice, beautiful. Very much like a freshly baked apple pie. Oh, that's so sweet. And again, kind of buttery. And the pastry dough is going on in there. Coats the palate just right. It doesn't have so much oil to it that it clings indefinitely, but just enough to hold on for a little bit. And then you're kind of going into a little bit of vanilla, caramel, that deep, rich oak spice and notes are going on as well with that little bit of wood impact. And then you're getting a sweet apples, little tartness in there, the baking spices, the pastry dough showing up, and everything just rides off very soft and sweet. And again, that's one reason why I love wheat inside things. That is just good. Even there in the finish, I'm getting a bit of that dark cherry. I just love that. Damn if that ain't good. I wish this could be a staple on shelves, because that is just phenomenal. All right, let's add a little drop of water, see what changes up here. Never know until you try it. As always, it doesn't matter what you drink or how you drink it, as long as you enjoy it. Just put a little dash in here and kind of mix things up. There we go. Actually, I only got 2. It's all right. Life goes on. But I love West Fork, not only is it because it's local to me here in Indiana, but they're fairly transparent when it comes to, what their mash bills are, their blending techniques, age statements, all that kind of good stuff on their in-house brand, which is amazing to see. A lot of times people instantly think Indiana, they think MGP. Not everything's sourced. Not that there's anything wrong with MGP, but this one, I just love that they're doing everything in-house and really just taking a hold of that craft. All right, let's go for notes on the water version. Actually, very similar. This one, it has a bit more character to it, which is expected. A little drop of water kind of pulled out a little bit of soft characteristics. Just getting a little more mute. I'd say about 20% more dialed back. But you're still getting that tart apple, the baking spices, the pie crust, all that kind of good stuff. But this is just it turned up to 11, like beautifully done on that nose. Yes, definitely just dialed back a bit. Let's go for a taste. Actually, that's pretty solid too. It does dial back on a bit of the complexity. But now I'm finding almost a black tea note. That's nice. I like that black tea in there. I'm a big fan of tea notes in whiskey. The black tea is showing up here on the taste. Definitely doesn't have the same amount of cling, which is expected, but you still get a little bit of the apple tartness, a little bit of spice. The pastry is still showing up as well. And then you kind of get this little bit of that black tea note in there, and then it kind of rides off with a light spice, a little pepperiness. The big difference is definitely this one's got the volume turned up more on it. But honestly, if you like whiskey on the rocks, this is probably a pretty decent sip as well. It's nice and simple, but still gets a very close characteristics to the neat version, in my opinion. But definitely, the neat version is where it's at personally. All right, let's talk about market price, because we all know market price is market price, and it's always going to vary. So when they released this, it was $55. And to be honest, for a craft distillery making their own stuff, bottled and bond weeded, honestly, $55 is not an argument. I think that's a really solid sip. Honestly, I'd pay $60 without blinking too much. It's just a really good example of what Indiana whiskey can be, especially on a bottled and bond kind of level. Highly recommended. If you get the opportunity to ever visit West Fork, grab yourself a bottle of this if it happens to still be on the shelf, which again, I don't think it will be for much longer, if at all. But anything you pick up from them is usually a pretty solid hit. So yeah, there you have it, folks. West Fork Whiskey Company, weeded straight bourbon whiskey, bottled and bond. If you have any questions about the bottle itself, let me know down in the comment section below. I will do my best to answer it. And if you have any specific spirits I should go looking for, also let me know down below. Love doing these reviews and sharing with you the experience at home. And as always, may the last drink of the night be the best one.
And I really like it might not.